So busy weekend for me. We're smoking the first of our test batch of broiler chickens, and tomorrow I'm going off to pick up the first 1,000 broiler chicks. So a long drive tomorrow for me as well. But let's have a look and see how that process goes. So this is the first experiment with smoking chickens. We have some fine sea salt, and I'm going to try 6 chickens in an 8% salt solution and 6 chickens in a 10% salt solution for 12 hours. And then on Saturday tomorrow I'm going to go off to the local smokery and try smoking them. I'm doing 2 not so different salt concentrations because we want to get the salt balance down first, and then we can play with whether we want to add sugar or spices or anything different. But it's very easy to over salt chicken. I've got a feeling this is going to be on the heavier side. Right now it's just a test, and we're not doing this to regulation because we're not selling these birds, we're going to eat them ourselves. And so normally this would be happening in the clean down slaughtery. We'll be packing birds, cleaning the chiller out, putting birds in brine, putting them back in a clean chiller, and we'll have to have a whole HACC plan around that process. But we've got to go ahead to test batch with the smoking, and then we'll make a plan of how we're going to do this in the routine week to week with the slaughter process. I'm going to use hot water to dissolve the salt quicker and then fill it up with cold water. And the birds have been defrosting. They're birds from the freezer. You ideally want birds of the same size so they smoke evenly, and this is birds that are 2.2 to 2.4 kilos. So these birds are 10% brine, using some plates just to hold them underwater. A bit like, hang on, that is a really sharp knife, dude. A bit like these little pushers on the feta cheese, no? So that we need to keep it underwater. Ragna's helping cook today. Oh my gosh, we got a roast Ridgedale chicken.
And look what we have here.
What's
I'm
this?
going to fill it with goose mince.
Goose mince?
Yeah.
Wow.
Canada goose mince.
Canada goose meat. Wild Canada goose. Don't know if they're protected in Canada, but they aren't here. So we swapped with a neighbour actually.
Mm-hmm.
So some very nice roast chicken in the oven. Whoa, can't see very well. Smells awesome. The day's butcher ration. Some nice vegetables roasting. It's a feast. So for smoking we're using fine sea salt, which is, we buy bulk organic food for feeding people at the farm, supplementing what we produce at the farm. The salt dissolves protein in the muscles of the birds, and it's the salt and protein that reduce moisture during cooking, which makes the meat juicier, improves the flavour, makes it more tender, and enhances all the natural flavourings hopefully. But it's easy to get too much salt, and it's easy to get the birds too dry. So it's critical, all the different times and combinations is what we're working on to come up with the sort of signature product that we want to produce. Hey, cows coming into the old pig paddock. A little bit of grass for them. Toby's busy.
Busy.
What are you making, Toby?
Making a tool board.
A tool board, a tool temple.
The tool temple.
Wow.
The roof is built.
Perfect.
Yes.
So this is a tool board for the market gardens for tools on the front, and we're thinking some row covers and fleeces on the back to have them for easy access. And we're having one of these here in the north bed, so easy access to the majority of our beds, which are over here. And then we'll have one in the south beds too, that gives access to the greenhouses and the south beds. So here we are at Ewan's little place, and here's a little farm shop here and several little smokery facilities. Very simple but very effective, so we'll have a look around, get to meet Ewan. So Ewan's been smoking meat for several decades, no?
Yeah, about 50 years.
50 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was 8, and now I'm 65.
Since 8 years old. And you've been mostly focused on fish?
No.
No. Okay.
I start with meat when I come here. That was 1989.
Okay.
I come from Skåne, Lund.
Down south in Sweden.
But today is only salmon.
Only salmon. And you have clients coming, people coming on holidays from Germany, and
absolutely.
it ends up all over the place, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Today we're testing 2 batches of chickens at 10% salt solution and 7%, but Johan already said that's maybe not salty enough to withstand summer.
No, it's too low.
Too low?
Never below 8.
So I messed up already.
It's better with little higher, tip 10%, and have it little less of time.
Yeah.
So you can start with 12 hour, 10% salt, and is it not good, you rise it to 15 hour, even 20 hour.
So then once we have the basic salt concentration, how we want it, we then can test with different spices and see how we make a little signature blend for the...
So when you have right salt, you are satisfied with the salt, and the smoke is good, then you can start experimenting with...
other things?
Yeah, like maybe curry.
You had the idea to stuff pork mince.
Yeah.
That sounds really good.
You can make... chicken is a good thing to make experiment with. You can make several things with the chicken.
Yeah.
And stuff them with maybe plums, apple, parsley, and some spices inside, and smoke them.
Yeah.
And you can have them with a lot of butter and in the oven, 175 degrees maybe, for 1 hour after smoking. And then in a frying, what's the name? A frying bag, like plastic.
Yeah. To keep the moisture in?
Yeah. And then you pour in that moisture with cream, 1 liter of cream, a half kilo of butter.
Now we're talking.
And then you get a real good buddy.
What sort of temperature and time do you think we'll be going for?
70 degrees and 24 hours.
Okay.
Because of chicken and salmonella problems. You must be very careful to heat up the meat to 70 degrees.
And then you said it's also important to let it cool down in the smoke.
And that's because of the aroma in meat from the smoke. If you take it out directly after 24 hours, or you have it cooling down in the smoke for 24 hours more, it's different in taste in meat. You can do exactly as you wish. I will show you my way first.
Yeah.
I put the big needle here in the chest.
Mhm.
and straight away.
So you're essentially stringing them all so you can hang the whole string, or individually?
And now this is 10%.
Yeah.
I have a suggestion for
You make 10 knots.
yeah. Now we'll make one on this and two at the others.
Yeah.
So, and this is because I want the
Choose to drip.
yeah.
Do you have to open, are you letting any air out of the smoker in the beginning? Is there like a lot of humidity coming out?
When you have a closed door,
Yeah.
every moisture will stay in
Mm-hmm.
the smoke.
So you actually
So
wanted to...
I have built the smoke very bad, so I have big.
Yeah.
It's not tight, and all the smoke coming out everywhere.
Yeah. So
But-
that
and
allows
with
some
the smoke comes the moisture.
Yeah.
So I don't want too wet inside.
Yeah. But that's sufficient if you have little air spaces for the
Yeah.
smoke to come out.
I make a little in the roof, a little chimney
Mm-hmm.
with
Like a little trapdoor.
yeah, but I never used it.
Uh-huh.
Smoke comes everywhere. You can
So if it was airtight, you would need to manually control that.
yeah.
to
That's not good because with the moisture and the smoke come also heat.
Yeah.
So you have to put in more electricity,
Mm-hmm.
and it's more expensive
Yeah.
to drive the smoke.
Yeah.
So it's better when you build the smoke, not be so careful. It will not be so exactly.
Not totally airtight.
No,
Yeah.
several millimeters and so on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And hang the chicken so.
Perfect. So this is a sort of smokery that you can build for a few thousand crowns, a few €100.
Yeah,
It has.
I have a concrete floor.
Yeah.
And above it I have old bricks.
Yeah.
About 1 meter high.
And then it's wood on the wall. You
Yeah,
won't be able to see maybe on the film, but it's a metre high brick and then wood.
And insulated wood. And it's very important you have insulation in the scope.
Around the outside.
Yeah. So not the wind can move the heat
Yeah.
or the smoke inside.
Especially in winter.
So you have -5 degrees and a heavy wind on this side. This side will be
Much different to the
maybe
other side.
60 degrees. And
Yeah.
this side will be 70-75 degrees.
And then some fat trays for.
Yeah,
Dripping
for,
fat.
yeah, catching fat dripping from the meat will not come in the glow.
Because there's going to be a pile of the. This is the older
Yeah.
wood chip, and
Yeah,
that's smouldering
Yeah.
down at the front here.
yeah.
So you
And
keep
it's
it tied up there.
burning, no, not burning, glowing,
Yeah, the embers.
like a cigarette
Yeah,
lying smoke.
yeah.
And when you not catch the fat dropping from the meat, it will come down and burn, and it smells like hell.
Yeah, but
And that smoke coming to the meat.
yeah.
So after 24 hours in that smoke,
Doesn't
you will
taste
not
it.
eat it.
No.
Not the dog either.
So as close as they're not touching, basically.
Yeah, 1 or 2 centimeters between them, it's good.
Like that, or a
And
little
when they are turning, they cannot come together. So you must have a good space. That's too close. Yeah, good.
Oh, I like the smell. It's gonna be good.
Yeah,
It's really exciting for me to take on a new process because it, like, I do a lot of work to raise them and slaughter them, but it's nice to do something with the actual
Yeah.
chicken.
and will you earn money on this stuff? you must do it yourself. You cannot leave it away and pay a lot of money for doing it.
Right now we've been paying a local farm to smoke chickens for us, and they're charging with VAT about 70 crowns a kilo, and these birds are 2.2, 2.4 kilos. So you see it's quite a big difference that we should be making ourselves. So that's why we're taking this enterprise on and building a smokery. And I really love Joran's little setup here. You can see it's very easy to make this sort of thing with bits that are lying around, and you've got a double door down here. So this is very similar to something that we'll be putting up next to the slaughtery at the farm in the next couple of weeks, I hope. So 12 birds in, we're gonna start the fire. We need to put the alder in, and these will be in for about 22, 24 hours.
Yeah, about.
So a whole bag in there.
Yeah.
And that would be enough for, if this was full also.
Yeah, exactly 24 hours.
Yeah.
It's finished.
So but it's enough to smoke a full cabinet of meat also. So we're using more than you need to per bird, as it were. So you can see how that's just piled in the doorway. And the bottom of the bottom door flap is metal, so that's not burning up. So a little depression there with birch bark, which is full of oil, so it's what we use to light fires here in Sweden.
It burns like dynamite. And then we put some fire.
So a few bits of wood on top.
It's coming more. Coming back after 24 hours and everything is perfect.
Perfect.
So we can leave the metal door open for a little while.
So you let it get going and then you come and close this one down?
Yeah. And I look at the thermometer here is coming up to around 70.
Yeah.
I start the electric.
And how long do you
It's
think?
down to let the electric rise the temperature. It's better with the wood.
Yeah.
It's cheaper.
Yeah. So this is Joran's little self-service shop.
Yeah.
And beautiful smoked trout. Different flavors?
This is just with salt and hot smoked. And this is fillet with a lot of herbs. There is sun-dried tomatoes, there is paprika, there is garlic, onion, 3 kinds of pepper, basilic. Yeah, about.
It's really nice. And people will come, you get a lot of visitors here, so it's in English and German also.
Yeah.
But people come and write down what they've taken and pay for themselves.
Yeah.
So it's open 24/7.
Yeah. 365.
This one's watching, make sure you pay honestly.
So it's good.
There's basically a heating element on, this is going through the wall of the shop to the smokery there. And so there's a heating element on the other side.
Inside.
On the inside.
Yeah. And that's is also important to make a metal
A covering
roof,
for the elements.
for not the dripping from the meat coming in that one.
Yeah.
70 degrees here, and main switch for the electric here. So we put it so, and now we have a control lamp for the thermostat is working. So when we are starting now, we have about 40 degrees there. It come yellow, and when the thermostat is rising the 70 degrees, it will switch off the electric, and the lamp will also switch off.
Yeah.
So that's a control lamp that the thermostat is working.
Yeah. Perfect.
And always home brew.
Yeah. Homemade. Low cost but effective. So you can see that's caught now inside, and that will just smoulder away for the next 22 hours or so. So you built this whole homestead essentially. It's a little homestead.
Yeah.
You built the home and
Everything.
yeah.
When we come 1989, it was just that building.
There was one house out on the road here.
Yeah.
But you've built your. Just going to turn the camera so you can see.
Here is Earthkeller.
Earthkeller.
And I have.
These are the other smoking units we can have a look in.
I have some electricity for light out here in this area. And here is my battery for 12 volt system.
Nice. So semi off grid. And then a beautiful studio, which you're finishing up now, are you?
I have a few months left.
Still some work to do. And a beautiful little cottage, like in a kind of old fashioned style.
Yeah.
It's a very nice little spot. But these are the other smoking units. Can you tell us a little about how they operate?
Yeah, this here is just for fish smoking. The big red one is for warm smoking up to 70 degrees.
Yeah.
And this is for cold smoking, maximum 25 degrees.
Yeah.
And here I use the smoky from the hot smoke in the pipe, in down, and through a fan here, dragging out the smoke.
Yeah.
So I use the smoke twice. Here first for warm smoking, and around and coming up here for cold smoking, and then out.
It's something. It's really nice to see. Like I think it will inspire a lot of our viewers. Like the simplicity of the setup, because it's like I've said in videos about our poultry slaughtery, that it can be so overwhelming for people before they've done it for themselves. Like, how can you get approved? How can you do this? But it can be quite simple, can it?
You must be a very practical human, and you must be willing to experiment. Then and be a friend with time. You cannot have a hurry in your body. It must take time. And then you start experimenting with all things. And when you are satisfied, then good. Then you have learned yourself. And here I have a freezing room.
Here's a big freezer unit.
18.
But it's important, part of the controls then is about protocols and how you keep things clean. So this is a clean space for all the prep and the packaging as well. You see the vacuum packer there. So this is going to be important for us when we are working out the HACC plan with the regulators, is how to get birds from the slaughtery. They need to then go in brine, so we need to clean the chiller down and put back birds in containers in the clean chiller. Then we have to show how we're getting them outside to the smokery. And it's all this protocol stuff that is what the regulations are about. The actual setup can be quite simple.
You must read a lot about the meats bacteriology.
Really understand the science.
Yeah. Exactly as you have about earth with nematodes and all that. What is in meat? And it's very important that you get that knowledge, because if you don't understand in what way you could be a danger for your customer.
Yeah. What we've found with building up the relationship with the regulators is, like, if you really, like, they're looking to see if you're confident that you know what's going on, and if you know the science and can speak clearly about it, then they relax and they can see, yeah, okay, they know what they're up to.
Yeah.
So have you ever had problems with the regulators with your business here?
No problem at all, because I have been hobby smoking since 50 years ago, so I have a very good experience of how to smoke, when I started this up, it was for making my living and money on it. That I have not been before. It's just for ourselves. But when you are starting to selling your products, you must study all this kind of meat structure and bacteriology and all that. Because if not, the government people will not give you your permission.
Yeah.
They ask something and they understand that you are not the right
Like
guy
competent,
for no.
yeah.
So you must all the time be the guy who is have the command of those people.
And like one step ahead in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they're coming, but this is not a good way to treat it. Okay, I hear what you say. Where in the paper are you reading the things you are saying? In Swedish, a lot of tyckande, a lot of thinking their own thoughts, not fetched from the paper. It's my own private
interpretation.
Yeah, and that's not good. That's not good. And you must be a little tough against them.
Yeah.
And you can't be that when you have knowledge. Do you not have knowledge? Then you must fall on your knee. Please be good to me. So the knowledge is the key to have a good connection with those people.
Yeah.
When I'm cutting fillets, this is from the main bone, the whole spine, with meat on. And there comes 3 pieces from one fish. And you fry this in butter and put your fork on to hold it and your knife to scratch off all the meat. And then you have a creamy sauce and potato rice.
Awesome.
This here is a lot of work to fry them, but you have your hungry Germans, they will fry it outside.
Lovely.
You
awesome. Thank you so much. Dinner for the gang. Wow. Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And we're going to be giving you some eggs and chicken once the chicken's finished.
Good. I take 200 crowns for the wood and the electric for smoke. So I took very. I want egg for it.
Sure. No
We
problem.
can change.
Yeah.
Very specific. I make for ourselves. This is cold smoked pieces of salmon here. This is the fin.
Speciality.
Yeah, very good. And there is a little garlic on and cold smoked, and you put it on a good toast.
Yeah.
With a cold beer.
With butter as well.
You have this to try.
Thank you so much. Thank you for showing us around, Jan. That's going to be really interesting for people to see. So I'm off back to the farm and we'll be back early Monday morning. We're going to leave it cooling down in the smoker for 24 hours or so. But thanks so much.
What time in Monday?
Shall I call you?
Yeah, not before 7.
No.
Not good.
So that's it for today, folks. It's really awesome to have a little look around Joran's place, and it's so nice to be able to take some time out from the farm to learn from someone that's just been doing it for 5 decades. I mean, it's amazing to have that knowledge passed down and to create a new line of products. I'm really excited to do something with the chickens. I'm so familiar with raising them and slaughter process, etc. But it's nice to do something to add value, and there's lots of room for trying out different products and finding like a little niche in there. So thanks so much, Joran, for showing us around. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can find out more in our book, Making Small Farms Work. Our open days are up on the website if you want to come and see the farm in the height of the season. And you can see our trainings up there too. Thanks so much for watching. Share the video if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.